Hello viewers, welcome to Ekamais Academy. Today, as part of the concept of the day series, we are going to discuss about an important, interesting article related to polity, that is Article 39B and Article 39C. So what is the contention with respect to this article? Why there are so many cases associated with Article 14, 19 versus 39B and C? We'll understand in this video along with right to property related issues. So stay tuned. So first thing we have to understand is India, when it formed, it has the main goal of achieving a welfare state, and that concept of welfare state is enshrined in directive principles of state policy in the Indian Constitution. So that means state has a duty to ensure socio-economic justice to all its subjects, at the same time realizing the welfare state objective. So with that, right, so states were given some guidelines in the form of directive principles of state policy. So one such directive principle of state policy is Article 39B and C. Before understanding 39B and C, we also have to look into another article, that is Article 19(1)(f). So Article 19(1)(f) and Article 31. So earlier they used to deal with an important fundamental right called right to property. So it was a fundamental right in the beginning of the Constitution. At the same time, it existed as a fundamental right till 44th Constitutional Amendment in 1978. So then what actually happened? So till then it was a fundamental right. So that means an individual is having a complete fundamental right to enjoy how much ever property he has in the form of right to property. But on the other hand, to ensure socio-economic justice, state is having some obligation in the form of 39B and C to distribute all the community resources for common good, or it also has to take some measures so that prevention of concentration of wealth in few hands is being done. So that means state is having some duty, and to realize that particular thing, it is having a major obstacle in the form of right to property, which was then part of a fundamental right. Right? So in this issue, what actually happened is states, when they wanted to implement, they have this fundamental right, okay, to be sidelined. So many cases were filed in this regard. So whether fundamental right to property will be upheld because this is a fundamental right, or whether the state's directive principles have to be upheld. So in this regard, it has led to many battles, like it right from the first amendment to almost Keshwananda Bharati case, later also many cases in the recent times also we have seen with respect to right to property, there is an important Supreme Court judgment. But before this, we also have to understand different amendments made to Article 31B and 31C. So what are these articles dealing with? Right? So I just told you Article 31 is also having some right to property. Okay, until we have this amendment which has replaced right to property as a fundamental right to legal right, now under Article 300A of Indian Constitution. So now it was only a legal right. Earlier it used to be a fundamental right. Right? So then under Article 31A, see, just remember, in any instance, if you generally follow any article followed by a capital letter, then it means it was inserted into the original constitution by amendment. So this was inserted by first amendment in 1951. So why it was inserted? To protect some laws which are mainly aimed for acquisition of some estates. That means as the state is having welfare objective, it has to acquire the excess land from a person who is having, or the acquisition of estates have to be done to realize socio-economic justice. To enhance or to implement this, there is an amendment made to Article 31 in the form of 31A insertion to the Indian Constitution. Then 31B, it was also inserted in the first amendment 1951, where it said judicial review will not be there for those laws which are placed in the 9th schedule of Indian Constitution. So that is what the provision of 31B says. That means any law which was brought by the executive or the legislature, mainly taking away the right to property for ensuring the goals of welfare state or socio-economic justice, if it is placed in the 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution, then judicial review will not be applicable for those laws. That is the main intention of bringing Article 31B into the Indian Constitution. But then 31C, this was inserted by 25th Constitutional Amendment in the year 1971. This was a major contention even for the Keshwananda Bharati case. So what this amendment is mainly aiming for? Then this amendment is mainly talking about two things. So it said whatever the laws that were passed for implementation of 31B and C, those will not be considered as a violation of Article 14 and 19. That means any law which is trying to prevent the concentration of wealth in few hands, or which is aiming for distribution of community resources for common good, so that will not be considered as a violation of Article 14, which is right to equality, and Article 19, which is then a fundamental right to property, right? So this is first aspect. Then second aspect is saying these laws which are implementing 39B and C will not be subject to judicial review, right? So this was a major challenge even before the Supreme Court in the Keshwan and the Bharti case. So what did Supreme Court say? It did not talk much about this. So because sometimes in the larger perspective, 39B and C can do benefit for larger section compared to individuals' right to property. Whereas in the judicial review aspect, Supreme Court said as the judicial review is integral part of basic structure, and they have given the birth for basic structure doctrine from Keshwan and the Bharti case, and said judicial review is also part of the basic structure. So that means they only have struck down this by upholding this. That is why 31C, that means even today also when you talk about the precedents, that means for example, if there is a conflict between fundamental right and directive principle of state policy, then which one will be upheld, right? So then if you see, first thing, we'll understand all fundamental rights except 14 and 19 will be upheld by the Supreme Court first. Then next in place comes to 39B and C. 39B and C or in next place. Then fundamental rights 14 and 19 comes in the next precedence, and finally other directive principles. Okay, other directive principles means other than 39B and C will be given weightage. So this is how Supreme Court has set a precedence in terms of application of like what will be upheld between the fundamental rights or directive principles. So this is what the Supreme Court sets precedence, and even today also this is being applied. So this is what you have to understand. That means 39B and C, which is trying to aim to realize socio-economic justice, will be given larger importance compared to individuals' right to property or even right to equality. That is what the entire essence of including these many amendments in these many laws. So we are trying to protect the social concept of welfare state by upholding these amendments and cases. Now let us see the practice question. Which amendment of the Constitution gave primacy to 39B and 39C over fundamental rights of 14 and 19? Just now I have shown you the precedents, but among these, which amendment has given the precedence to this particular article? Try to put your answer in the comment section. Then today in the concept of the day series, we have discussed about Article 39B and C. So how it has led to a long battle dispute between executive and judiciary. So we also have seen what are the different types of amendments and insertions done to the Indian Constitution, and how right to property and its status got changed over a period of time, along with the practice question. So if you liked the video and found informative, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for joining. See you again.